Welcome back to Reality Glitch, where we pull the rug out from under reality itself just to see what happens. Today, we're tinkering with one of the most fundamental, yet often overlooked forces governing our existence. Our question, a beautifully simple recipe for utter pandemonium, is this: what if, for one single, solitary minute, just 60 seconds, all friction everywhere on planet Earth simply vanished? The moment friction disappears, the world as we know it unravels with astonishing speed. Let's start with you, wherever you are. If you're standing, your feet instantly lose their grip. The slightest imbalance and you're down, sliding uncontrollably until you hit something. If you're sitting, you might just slide right off your chair. Walking? Impossible. It's like being on the slipperiest sheet of ice imaginable, but 1,000 times worse because everything is that ice. Even the air molecules around you would offer less resistance, though that effect would be minor compared to the ground-level chaos. Outdoors, the scene becomes a slapstick apocalypse. Cars, trucks, trains, anything with wheels would become unguided projectiles. Brakes would be utterly useless. A parked car on even the slightest incline would begin a gentle, then accelerating journey downhill. A moving vehicle would continue in a perfectly straight line, unable to turn or stop until it collides with something equally frictionless or sails off into the distance. Imagine highways, a silent, terrifying ballet of multi-ton vehicles gliding past each other or into each other with no way to alter their course. Intersections become demolition derbies, played in eerie silence as tires offer no screech of protest. Buildings themselves, especially those not deeply anchored, might begin to slide on their foundations if subjected to any force, like wind or a slight seismic tremor. Anything not bolted down, furniture, books, people, would become a free-floating hazard within those sliding structures. Think of a cup of coffee on your desk. Without friction, the slightest nudge sends it skating. Now apply that to everything. The ground itself, if composed of loose soil or sand, could begin to flow like liquid under pressure or on slopes, triggering massive, silent landslides.
What about us, the suddenly slippery humans? Holding on to anything would become a Herculean feat. Knots would unravel instantly. Screws would unscrew themselves with the slightest vibration. The clothes you're wearing might even begin to slip off, depending on how loosely they fit. If you were unlucky enough to be, say, climbing a ladder or a mountain when friction vanished, well, gravity, now unopposed by any grip, would have its way with terrifying efficiency. It would be a 60-second global game of the floor is lava, except the floor is hyper-slick ice, and so is everything else.
Think about the internal workings of machines, engines, turbines, anything with moving parts designed to operate with friction, like clutches or brakes, or against friction, requiring lubrication, which would also lose its stickiness, would either seize catastrophically when friction returned, or have already spun out of control during the frictionless minute. The heat generated by everything suddenly trying to stop or regain its normal operational resistance would be immense, potentially triggering widespread fires in the aftermath. So that 1 minute without friction, it wouldn't just be inconvenient, it would be a minute of pure, unadulterated chaos, followed by a moment of brutal, concussive re-engagement with the laws of physics. The world would be irrevocably battered, broken, and probably quite a bit flatter in places. A stark reminder that this invisible force we take for granted is one of the fundamental pillars holding our reality together. Without it, even for 60 seconds, everything literally goes off the rails. A 60-second slip and slide into global catastrophe. A rather abrupt end to our little thought experiment. What other fundamental forces, if briefly suspended, would cause maximum reality glitching? Slide your ideas in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and try not to lose your grip until the next reality glitch.